Hello guys, and welcome to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Springfield Estate. I found this map up at modhub.us and there will be a link in the description below. This I like to call a little map that likes to play big, or a big little map. Basically this is a small map but has aspirations to be quite a bit bigger than it really is. Which is actually a good thing for this map. So let me read you the description that's over at modhub.us. It says, "Welcome to Springfield Estate, based on a fictional location, and the land is flat with very tight, narrow lanes. Whether you prefer arable, sheep husbandry, or forestry, this map will suit you perfectly." So before we jump in, this map only has sheep and chickens. If you like to play with pigs or cows, this map will not be for you. So this map includes one main farm that is a sheep farm, several small storage yards, and one big grain yard that needs manual loading. One sell point. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but we'll figure it out. We have a vehicle shop, a brewery, hedges have collisions. We have some forestry, and this map is seasons prepared, which means that there is a snow mask in place. So if you do play with seasons, then you will be able to store your bales under roof, and they will stay dry. And when it snows, the area within the shed will not have snow appear. So let's go ahead and jump on in the map. So we're going to pick up our John Deere Gator to drive around in today. Let's pull up the log. So you see the map loads up very quickly and clean. So here we are at our starting point. This must be the outside of our house. There's our chickens. So let's take a look at the map. So the first glaring thing that you notice is the map is way over here. It's not centered. It'd be really nice if the map kind of was, kind of like this, where it started zoomed in versus being zoomed way out. That's going to become problematic if we look at the mini map within the game. So the map has 24 fields, and we own one field. We own field 24. So that might be an issue with seasons play, simply because there's not a lot to do for a fairly long time in seasons, and you may have to play through, really a full year cycle or more before you have really a lot of money to be doing much, because you have field 24 and then you have this large grass meadow here. Those are the only two fields that you can work from the start. So let's take a look. We've got our standard crop types here. And as I said, we own field 24 and this grass meadow, and that's it. So we have one main sell point on the map, Springfield Grains. Springfield Estate Brewery will buy our wheat and barley. And then we have a spinnery, wood chip for biomass, and a barn to buy our grass and straw and hay. You'll notice there isn't a BGA on this map. So here's our starting equipment. It's all fairly low operating hours. We will go ahead and take out a loan. Won't need to take out a big loan because we're just buying sheep. And as you can see, the only animal on this map is sheep, other than our chickens, of course. And lastly, our silo has a capacity of 100,000 liters. All right, let's take a look at that starting equipment. So we start out with 3 tractors that range in horsepower from 143 to 313 horsepower. We've got the New Holland T5 or TC 5.90, the small New Holland harvester with a grain header and header trailer. We've got a modest sized tipper, cultivator, plow, seeder, a fertilized sprayer. We've got our square baler, our pickup truck, and a workshop. That's pretty much what we start out with. So let's lease up our John Deere Gator, and let's take a look at the map. So here's where we start. We have a water fill point immediately beside our starting point, and then here are our sheds for storage. See, we've already got our starting equipment stored away here. And we've got some room for some new additions to the fleet, should we so wish to add them. Here we have our seed and fertilizer fill points. And we'll just go ahead and run down here. This is the sheep farm, or the sheep area. So this is the farm that this is the field that we own, field 24. And this is the grass meadow. Oops. This is the grass meadow that we own. And if we play with seasons, the grass on this meadow is dead when the map starts. Or basically, it's as if it's just been cut. So you're going to go through a fair number of days before you're going to be able to cut grass for your sheep. So this is where we're going to load up our sheep. Or unload our sheep. Here we are. And we have our grass trough and our water trough over here. And I happen to know, because I fired this game up already, our wool pallets are going to spawn in this corner right here. So that's our sheep area. Let's just take a look. It's not a really big area. But then again, this is not a really big map. Alright, let's run over to the other side of the farm, which won't take long. So you have our entrance gate here. And then all throughout the map we have these nice signs. So here's Springfield Manor, Springfield Farm and Manor, prime sheep breeding and wool production for the UK and Ireland. And then over here we have our vehicle workshop. And this is a very large area that has been set up for the purpose of putting down placeables. So let's see if we can't find our gator. Let's reset it. And the reset point is right here. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump on in here. I will do my absolute best to drive. I will not be able to drive at this distance, I can tell you that. These roads are very windy and all the hedges have collisions. But I just wanted to zoom out and show you how big this area is for placeables. You'll be able to position quite a few bits of equipment here, or bits of our buildings, should you so wish. So while we're here, let's check out field 21. So field 21 is 2.84 hectares and it's $230,000. And that's partially why I was saying this map is a little map that has big aspirations, because of the fact that it's 21 here. It's not the largest map on or field on the map, but given how big the map is in this overview, you would think that this field would be much smaller than it really is. So at nearly 3 hectares in size, this map is actually fairly big for being so small. That's what I'm trying to get at. Alright, we'll zoom in a little bit so that we can still see what's going on here. And when I pull up the big menu, you can see how the PDA not being zoomed in or not being centered really does affect your ability to kind of see what's going on. So let's drive on over to the vehicle shop. I'll do my best to drive this way, but I might have to jump into first person view simply because of the trees that may be lining the roads. So this map is obviously for small equipment. Maybe smallish medium equipment, but given the narrowness of these roads, you're going to need to use pretty narrow equipment. So here we have our shop coming up. And again, we have this wonderful sign. So this is the, I'm not going to even pronounce that, but it's the Tfm Shop. And while this map might be fictional, that sure does look like it was a real picture of a real location. So here we have our customize and sell point. We have fuel, and then our purchase shop icon. So let's see if we can figure out where this trigger is to sell and repair our vehicles. Let's see if this works. Okay. So it looks like it's in that general vicinity. All right, let's follow this road around and see what we can accomplish. So here we have our grocery store. It looks to be a buy point for eggs. Oh, and this is also rather interesting. I was driving over here the first time, and the telephone's ringing. So if we sit here long enough, nobody will answer. It just keeps on ringing. So I thought that was a nice little aspect that was added to the map. So field 12 is rather interestingly shaped here. Let's take a look at field 12 now, and we can swing around. So you can see how field 12 is shaped. It's rather an interesting shape. So this road just continues on into a tunnel for the AI cars. So here we have our brewery. The Guinness is good for you brewery. And the sell point for this is around back. So you come in here and tip your product and then make your way around like so. Looks like we have some additional egg sell points up here at these row houses. And then our barn for purchasing or selling hay, straw, and grass is up here. So this particular location is multi-use, as we can see by the sign. So we have our Springfield straw sell point, we have Springfield grains, and we have the Springfield spinnery, all right here. So this is obviously where we dump our grain. Here will be where we accept our wool, and this is where we accept hay, straw, and grass. Alright, let's keep making our way around. So our silo is coming up here. Whoops. So let's take a look at our silo system up here. Let's take a look at the sign. So we have Springfield Grain Yard. So we have our fill point and our dump point right here. And then we have some sheds to possibly store harvesting equipment or equipment to transport grain. So here we have one of our tractors, our T6, and our tipper. And we've got something across the street here. Let's take a look at that. I'm not sure. Okay, looks like this is where the entrance is. There's no sign here for this one. Alright, so this looks like it's just a storage. Now I've seen this building before, and since it has dryers on the outside here, then you kind of get the inclination that this could, you could tip your product into here, as opposed to using the silos. You could come in here and tip your grain and store it in here. So we have lights, and somewhere there may be a switch to turn on those blowers outside. I'm not seeing it unless it was on this door. No, that turned the lights off. So that's this area. We'll just get spun around here and go back out the entrance. Alright, let's take a look at the map and figure out where we need to go. So we've pretty much been to everywhere. We just need to get up here to the biomass and the forestry. Alright, so again, let's take a look at the signs here. It says Woodshore Plus, and then over here we have Springfield Forestry Services, from sapling to sawdust. So here we have our wood chip sell point. I don't believe that there is a sell point for logs here, but let's take a look. No, I'm not seeing anything other than that particular area. And then in here, further up this little road here, is the forestry area for the map. But before we go in there, let's take a look here again. So there's no mission available there. Let's check out field 22. That is 3.29 hectares, no mission available. Let's check out a couple more. Field 14, there are missions. This one's 3.76 hectares in size. 3.28. So that kind of gives you a general frame of reference as to how big these fields are. 4.22 appears to be the largest so far. And we'll just check out field 17, 4.12. So we've got several fields that are 3 and 4 hectares in size for such a small map, or a small appearing map. All right. So here we have our forestry area for the map. You can see we've got a fairly tightly planted forest. With some fairly high weeds. Now I do know that the mod author did put in their description that there is a little special surprise for us to find, and I've got an inkling that I think that means nuggets. And I don't know if I'd be giving too much away to tell you that just like the original American Outback map, all the nuggets on this map are in one specific location. And I don't know if I'd be giving away any more to tell you that the specific location may be surrounded by trees. So I'll leave it with that. So we'll see if you can figure out where that spot is. So guys, this has been Springfield Estates, the little map that wants to be big. That's how I'll call it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I do map videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And then we have several other videos that come out on other schedules that deal with first Let's Play series, as well as we do regular how-to videos that kind of explore different uses of different types of mods. So, until next time, guys, happy farming.